The best product leaders aren't just product managers. They are part psychologists, part economists, part strategists. They see the world through a lens of first principles. But how do you move from theory to practice? How do you stop being a victim of chaos and start being the architect of your own outcomes? This is the Sovereign PM, the podcast that deconstructs the ideas of product strategist Schwarzkopf to give you a more powerful way to think and lead. It's time to own your outcomes. Let's begin.
Okay, so if you're a product leader today, your reality, it's probably not just busy, right? It's more like a constant fire hose of inputs.
Oh, absolutely. An endless stream.
Yeah, stakeholder demands flying in, user feedback piling up, competitor moves, market shifts, internal stuff, and I don't know, probably thousands of Slack pings.
It's overwhelming. The source calls it a verrückte Welt.
Yeah.
A crazy world.
Right. A crazy world of noise that just seems designed to stop you thinking clearly, to stop you making those big strategic calls and, building what actually matters.
And that feeling of being reactive, constantly pulled around, it's draining.
Totally. We try managing it maybe with new tools or frameworks, but often it feels like we're just managing the chaos, maybe more efficiently, but not really getting clearer.
Exactly. And that's where this source material gets really interesting. It flips the script. It says the solution isn't, another project management tool or the latest agile fad.
Okay. So what is it then?
It's about building a better personal operating system. It's applying these rigorous, almost you could say contrarian principles to manage yourself, not just the product backlog.
A personal operating system, like personal sovereignty in the middle of the chaos.
Precisely. It's about taking back control internally.
I like that. Internal discipline. Okay, so for this deep dive, let's unpack that. We're looking at 5 key principles from this philosophy aimed squarely at experienced PMs, heads of product, founders, people like you listening.
Right. And the goal isn't just tips and tricks. It's about deeper insights, strategic frameworks to help you filter that signal from the noise and really build products that matter beyond the usual tactical stuff.
Okay, let's jump in. Principle 1.
Principle 1. Aggressively filter the noise. The 20-minute rule in the information diet. The force points out something quite profound, I think. Our work environment has started to mirror the worst parts of social media, hasn't it?
Oh, so?
We consume information in these tiny, low-context bites. A 5-minute meeting here, a quick Slack check there, glancing at Jira tickets. Yeah.
The constant stream.
Exactly. It creates this illusion of being informed, but it actively destroys your ability to think deeply. It's like snacking all day. You never feel truly satisfied or nourished.
I definitely recognize that feeling. Aware of everything, understanding nothing deeply. But how do you actually fight that urge? The pressure to just skim and stay on top of things is immense. What's the practical way to go deep?
Well, the source offers a really concrete rule, the 20-minute rule for learning. So it's basically stop skimming the important stuff. If something is genuinely critical, maybe a disruptive new tech, a deep competitor analysis, you have to dedicate focused time.
20 minutes minimum.
Yeah. The psychology behind it is that information apparently only shifts to long-term memory after about 15-20 minutes of solid, focused attention.
Okay.
So instead of watching 5 short videos on, say, AI in your space, watch one 20-minute deep dive. Instead of skimming 10 articles, read one really thoughtful white paper properly.
Right. It's about building actual expertise, not just fleeting awareness, depth over breadth.
Precisely. It's a shift from consumption to mastery.
It feels almost countercultural in today's world.
Yeah.
And it's not just how you consume, it's what, right? The source also suggests something pretty bold. Go on a news diet.
Oh.
What's the logic? Are we meant to just stick our heads in the sand?
No, not ignorant. Critically selective. It challenges that compulsion we have to read every tech blog, every opinion piece, every day.
Why?
The argument is simple. Anything truly game-changing, a massive acquisition, a fundamental platform shift from Apple or Google, that information will find you. Your network will tell you. The rest, it's largely noise, designed for clicks, often distracting, intellectual junk food, as the source puts it. So unsubscribe ruthlessly from newsletters you don't really read.
Okay, reclaiming mental bandwidth, not just time.
Exactly. And tied to that, if you do need to research, the advice is to use alternative search tools.
Beyond Google.
Because Google search results are, by definition, a bubble. They're shaped by your history, by commercial interests. To break out, find different perspectives, maybe even dissenting views. Try DuckDuckGo, start page, pre-search sometimes.
To deliberately counter your own biases, like confirmation bias, where you just find evidence for what you already think.
Precisely. If you always search why my approach is best, you'll find articles confirming it. An alternative might surface a critique you need to hear. It's about intellectual agility, not just getting answers fast.
Being a sort of benevolent contrarian to yourself. I like that.
Yeah, and that thinking leads very naturally into principle number 2. Define and defend your core mission, the daily written goal,
The mission. So many teams feel like they're just churning, right?
on a feature treadmill.
The classic feature factory.
Right.
Building bits of everything for everyone, but ultimately creating real value for no one specific. It's demoralizing.
Yeah, the team loses its why. They just become ticket takers. Been there. And the solution offered here is grounded in, well, grounding yourself. It stresses the absolute need for clear, written, constantly reinforced goals.
And the tactic is very specific. The daily written goal. How does that work in practice?
It's almost deceptively simple. First, identify the single most crucial outcome for the quarter. Not a list of features, but an outcome, like improve conversion rate by 15%.
Okay, the measurable result.
Then, and this is the key part, you write that exact goal down, by hand, on paper, every single morning, before the laptop opens.
By hand. Why?
The physical act, the source argues, creates stronger connection. Mind to mission. It builds this almost unbreakable focus, acting as a filter for everything you do that day. It's a daily ritual, a recommitment.
I can see how that physical act could cut through the digital noise. A daily anchor. And the source uses a great analogy here. Focus, like Schwarzenegger.
Right. Arnold had these huge, distinct goals.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding champ, movie star, governor. He was apparently ruthless about cutting out anything that didn't serve those specific goals.
So apply that to product. Pick your championship.
Exactly. Your product can't win everywhere. Pick 1 or 2 championships for the year, the absolute must-win battles, and defend that focus relentlessly.
Which ties into opportunity cost, doesn't it? Every yes to something else is a no to your main goal.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental economic principle we often forget in the heat of the moment. This kind of focus isn't just personal discipline. It's how you align the team and lead by example.
That clarity is powerful. Okay, which brings us nicely to principle 3. Treat your product's health like your own. That's a vivid metaphor.
Isn't it? And we've all seen unhealthy products, bloated with features, overweight, slow performance from tech debt, a hormonal imbalance, wild swings in stability, the yo-yo effect.
Sadly familiar picture.
And the proposed solution is elegant. Manage the product's health with the same discipline you'd apply to your own well-being.
Okay, how does that translate?
First, consistent movement, meaning a sustainable pace. Don't try to run a marathon every sprint. Aim for a steady, sustainable pace, like getting your 10,000 steps a day. Consistent, predictable sprints.
Prevents burnout, maintains quality, makes sense, endurance over bursts.
Right. Then, just like your body needs good food, your product needs high-quality nutrition or good inputs.
Meaning?
Stop feeding it junk. The source puts it bluntly. Your product is what it eats. Insist on high-quality inputs, real customer interviews, clean data, properly researched problem statements.
A feature built on a pure guess is like junk food for the roadmap. Ouch. Makes you think, how much junk food is on our roadmaps?
A sobering question.
Yeah.
And that leads to maybe the toughest part. Intermittent fasting or saying no?
The hardest word in product management.
Probably.
Yeah.
The source says deliberately not building things is maybe the most powerful action you can take. It suggests roadmap fasting.
Roadmap fasting. Like a rule.
Yeah, like a rule. You can only add a new initiative if you remove another one. It forces brutal discipline, prevents that feature bloat that slows everything down.
Wow, that takes guts.
It does. And the 16-hour fasting analogy extends to capacity. Maybe only allocate, say, 60% of capacity to new features. The rest must go to maintenance, tech debt, discovery of the product's essential health functions.
It's reprogramming the organization's metabolism, not just cutting features, more systemic.
Exactly. It builds resilience, not just temporary leanness.
Okay, principle 4. Practice resource frugality. This one hits home. Product teams are expensive.
Incredibly expensive. The source equates wasting a 2-week sprint to crashing a luxury car.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective. And it mentions how financial anxiety can actually lead to bad short-term product decisions.
Right. But the reframing here is key. It's not just about penny pinching. It's embracing frugality as a strategic virtue. True wealth True security comes from wisely allocating scarce resources.
So how does that play out tactically?
First, stop buying new cars. Challenge that itch to jump on every shiny new tech stack or trendy framework just because it's hot.
Stick with the reliable Toyota.
Pretty much. A well-maintained, proven tech stack often gets you where you need to go reliably. Chasing technical novelty is the massive resource drain. Are we building value or just chasing trends?
Good question. And it's not just tech, it's tools too. Cancel your subscriptions.
Oh yes, my sauce bill is terrifying sometimes. The advice is simple. Quarterly audit. Tools, data providers, subscriptions. If it's not providing clear, measurable value, cut it. Ruthlessly.
Challenging that digital clutter that just accumulates.
Exactly. And the final part of frugality is crucial. Build your emergency fund.
For the product, how?
Allocate a percentage of every sprint, your savings rate, specifically to paying down tech debt and improving internal tools.
Ah, the non-feature work.
Yes, it doesn't deliver immediate shiny features, so it's often resisted, but it's your product's financial reserve. It provides the stability needed for long-term sustainable growth. It's like long-term financial planning for your code base.
Resisting that in a growth-at-all-costs environment is tough, but I see the long-term payoff. Okay, fifth and final principle. Build your high-trust tribe.
This one cuts right to the heart of organizational dynamics. Product development by huge committee, it rarely leads to anything great, does it?
Usually leads to mediocrity. Trying to please everyone means you excite no one.
Precisely. So the shift proposed is, your primary loyalty isn't the entire org chart. It's your small, high-trust group, your core product team, your tribe, and your most valuable engaged customers.
And part of that is protecting them. The source talks about protect your tribe from bad actors.
Yeah, defining a bad actor in this context as a stakeholder using, say, emotion, politics, or just rank to derail the roadmap for reasons unrelated to validated value.
We've all seen that movie. So how do you shield the team?
Not
by arguing?
No, you enforce the system. Someone throws a political grenade. You calmly say, interesting idea. Could you fill out the proof of value template so we can evaluate it rigorously like all the other proposals?
Ah, you depoliticize it with process. Puts the onus back on them. Clever.
It creates an objective filter. But then there's the reality of different cultures within a company. The advice is to limit your family gatherings.
Meaning don't try to convince everyone, especially if they come from a totally different mindset, like sales-driven versus product-led.
Kinda. It suggests you can't, and probably shouldn't, try to convert everyone. Except people operate differently. Present your data, focus your energy on shared goals, and limit exposure to those draining, unproductive debates that go nowhere.
It's strategic energy allocation again, not just giving up. Focus influence where it matters.
Exactly. Build influence through trust and shared purpose, not endless consensus seeking.
And finally, to strengthen yourself, the advice is find your club. What does that mean?
It means actively seek out true peers. Other product leaders who get it, who face the same weird pressures you do, who tick the same way.
Your personal board of advisors.
Pretty much. People who will give you the straight scoop, challenge you, offer different perspectives. It's about curated networks, trusted advisors. It taps into the sociology of group dynamics. You need that external validation and thinking partner.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. If you, listening, start deliberately applying this kind of personal operating system, what's the transformation?
You shift. You move from being that reactive manager constantly putting out fires to becoming a more, let's say, sovereign leader, someone who creates value with real focus and intention.
It's not just about a better product. It's a more resilient, maybe even more fulfilling way to work.
I think so. And consider this. If just one idea from this deep dive saves you from one pointless meeting or helps you kill one wasted feature before the sprint starts, that's a huge ROI right there.
True.
Now think about the compounding effect of applying these principles consistently. Months, years down the line. What personal operating system upgrade could unlock your next level of strategic impact?
That's the question to ponder. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Which of these 5 principles feels like the biggest hurdle for you right now? Or maybe which one have you already tried and seen real benefits from?
Yeah, share your experiences. Jump into the conversation wherever you connect with other product folks. We're keen to hear how this lands in the real world.
And that brings us to the end of this debrief. Our goal is to give you not just ideas, but a more powerful way to think. If you found value in this discussion, the best way to support this work is to give this episode a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future session. And if you know a fellow product leader who is wrestling with these same challenges, feel free to share this episode with them. As always, you can find the link to the original, in-depth article by Karsten Schwarzkopf directly in the description below. Thank you for your time and your attention. Stay sovereign.